Hi everyone, today we are going to do a Leetcode problem having name spiral matrix and the level of the question is medium. So in this video we will learn the logic of this question and with the solution of this question in C++. So let's start the video and understand the question properly. So question given as we have given a matrix m by n matrix. So number of rows are m and number of columns are n, and we have to return all the elements of the matrix in spiral order, or basically we can say in clockwise direction. So let's take this example to understand the question properly. So here you can see that the elements of the matrix are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and what we have to return is we have to return 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4 and 5. And now let's take a look on second example. So in this example what we have to return is we have given this matrix and all the elements are given, so we have to return the elements in this order. We have to return 1, then 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 4, and after that 4, 8, 8 after 12, 11, 10, 9, 5, 6 and 7. So we have to return in this order, or basically we can say in spiral order. So how we will do this question. So what we will do is we will maintain an array, let's say array, and what we will do, we will iterate over this row, this column, this row and this column, and after that we will use a loop which will iterate in the same order as we have done till the no elements will be left. So basically what we are doing is we are iterating over the first row, then last column, first row, then last column, then last row and the first column, and after that we will use a loop which will continue this loop till the last element will be left, till the no element will be left. So let's write the code and we will understand the logic with the code of this question. So let's write the code. So let's rough this, and so now we are going to write the code of this question. So problem. So we have to find the first number of rows and number of columns. So let's say number of rows are m, and the number of rows, how to find the number of rows, as you know that now the number of rows are we have find the number of rows, and now we have to find the number of columns. So we know how to find the number of columns, and now what we will do is we will maintain an what we will do is we will maintain four variables here. First is starting row, and one is last row, and one is starting column, and one is last column. So what we have to maintain? We have to maintain four variables. So we will use, so what we will do is we will maintain four variable. Let's say into starting row is s row and it will be a 0. Now starting column will be as a s column, but it will also be a 0, and starting last row will be m minus 1, as we know that the number of columns are m. So when we have started from 0, it will be m minus 1, and the number of last column will be n minus 1. So this is we have maintained the four variables. Now what we will do, we will use a loop, and we will here use while loop which will maintain the same spiral order as we will do. So while loop we will use, and it will continue till starting row is less than last row, and starting column is less than and equal to last column. Now what we will do is we will iterate over the first. What we will do is we will iterate over this row. So what we will do now, let's say this, we will use a for loop. So we will use a for loop, and I is equal to starting row, starting column, because as we know that this is the first column and this is the last column and the row is same. So we will iterate over first column to last column, and the number of the value of row will be same. So we will iterate from starting column to I is less than or equal to last column and I plus plus. Now what we will do is we have to maintain a vector which will store the elements in spiral order. So we will create a vector which will be a integer type, and let's say result. We have maintained a vector, we have given the name as a result of this vector. So what we will do is we will push back the elements of the first row into this result vector. So what we will do, we will push the elements. So we will push the elements into this array. So in this result vector, so result result vector result dot push back, and which element we have to push. We have to push the matrix. The row will be same, so starting row will be same. So here starting row will be same, and now the column will be changed, so column will be I. And now if I have iterated over this row, what we will do is we will change the value of row from 0 to 1. So what we will do is we will change the value of, here row was equal to 0. Now we will increase the value of row, because this row we have completed with every operations with this row. Now we do not have to do anything with this row. So what we will do is we will change the value of row to 1. So how to do this? We will one second. What we will do is we will increase the value of row, starting row, as row plus plus. Now we have done. And the same, in similar way, what we will do is we will iterate over this column, and this column will be from a row, starting row, which will be 1. Starting row, we have here we have increased the value of starting row from 0 to 1. So now from starting row to last row, we will iterate over this column. So means the value of column will be last column. So now what we have to do is we have to iterate over this column, and it will be from here, which the value of the row is 1. So what here, as we can see that we have increased the value of from starting row was 0, but when we have increased this value, it will be a 1, which means we have to start from here to here. And after that, what we will do is we will decrease the value of last column. Means we have printed this value, and now we have to print from this to this. So what we will do, let's write the code and understand there. So we will use again a for loop. From starting row means I will start from starting row as row to I will be less than or equal to last row. Now I plus plus, and what we will do is we will push back all the elements of the matrix. And the value of the column will be same, and the value of the row will be changed. So here the column is same, as we can see that here column is same, column is here same, but we are changing the value of row. So what we will here write is, we will write I and the column will be last column. So let's write the code. The value of the row will be changed and column will be same, which will be last column. Now we have completed this, and after that what we will do is, we will decrease the value of last column value will be decreased. So now we have completed this. So now what we have done, now we have iterated from here to here, and now we will check if the value of the starting row is less than or equal to last row, finding out the left row and the columns. So what we will write here is, we will write a condition which will be a if condition. If starting row, which will be starting row, is less than or equal to last row, if this condition meets, we will again iterate, and now we will iterate from here to here. So what we have pushed this elements into our result vector, and we have pushed this vector. Now from here to here, what we have to, where we have to iterate, from 8 to 7. So basically last column value has been decreased now. So if the last column value was 2, now it has been changed here. You can see that we have decreased the value of last column as a 1. So the last column value will be 1, means we have reached here. So we will iterate from here to here. So let's write the code. If starting row is less than last row, what we have to do is, we have to iterate from last column to first column. So last column I is equal to last column, and I should be greater than or equal to starting column. Now we will decrease the value of the column. So we will push back the elements into result vector. Matrix, and here we are iterating over the columns, not row. So value of the row will be same, and the value of the row will be last row, and the column will be changed, so it will be I. Now what we will do is, we will decrease the value of the we will decrease the value of the row, last row. So row value will be decrease. We have printed here from here to here and here. Now we have reached to the 7, and what we have to print is from 4 to 5, and we have to print from 7 to 4, and we have already printed 7, so we will print 4. So only we have to print 4, and after that we will use this loop will continue till the last. Let's write the code. So if the value of the starting column is less than or equal to last column, what we will do is, we will again use a loop which will iterate from the last column to last row to first row, last row to starting row. So I will last row to I is greater than or equal to starting row, and I minus minus. So what we will do is, we will push back the elements of the matrix, push back, and the value of the here column will be same, and the row will be changed. So I and the column will be same, which will be a starting column, S column. And now what we will do is, we will increase the value of the starting column. S column will be increased. Now we have completed our code. Now what we have to return is, we have to return our array, which we have named as a result. So what we have completed our code. Now let's run the problem. Let's run the code. So here the error, some error is. Now let's check the error. What is the error? So we have not used the column, this symbol, and now here we have not used p. So now let's run the code again and check if there is any error. So let's increase the value of starting row, and if there are any we have not used integer, and from here we have not used integer, and let's run the code. In line 35, what is wrong with this? Oh, we have not used the matrix because the elements of that matrix, these are the. So now we have completed, and their answer is wrong. So this loop will continue till equal to. Now we have completed, so, it's correct now. So let's check. Here you can see that this code has been accepted, and the code is the similar as I have told you, and I have written in front of you. So this is the code. Now let's submit the code. And it has been submitted. Okay, so thanks for watching.